relax the mind and relax the body. Meditation is not just focusing on something. Meditation is not just sitting on the floor without moving. But meditation is trying to develop mindfulness and right understanding in order to reduce wrong understanding and attachment. Wrong understanding and attachment are origin of suffering and stress. People are following about the money, power, education because they don't want to be suffering. People think they can overcome the suffering if they can get a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of education. But they do not understand the origin of suffering. That is, wrong understanding of self and attachment. We need to eat the food, but attachment about the food will cause suffering if we cannot get the food we like. People do not understand about the wants of wants and needs. We need education, we need money. But if we have the strong attachment about the money, about the education, about the something good, that will condition to be suffering in our mind. So we need to understand about the mind, where misunderstanding and attachment are happening from moment to moment. As long as wrong understanding and attachment, we are sure to be suffering. Whatever you are, educated person or wealthy person or educated person, but if you can reduce the wrong understanding of self and attachment by the power of right understanding and mindfulness, we will be free from suffering and stress. Although we are little money, although we have little money, little power, and little education. In fact, the knowledge or understanding how to stop the idea of self and attachment is the greatest education. That is, Buddha exploded in 2600 years ago. Now you will start to learn about the mindfulness and right understanding by focusing on the breathing. Just focus on the breathing without thinking the breathing as I, my. The breathing is happening naturally and conditioning, whether you are doing the breathing intentionally or not. Not only the breathing, but also respiration, digestion, excretion, metabolism in our body are happening naturally and conditionally. That are not we are doing intentionally. After eating, digestion will happen according to condition. So also seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking are also happening naturally and conditionally according to the external objects. But people do not understand the function of our body and mind, which are happening naturally and conditionally. So we think, I see, I hear, I smell, I touch, and I think. Just focus on the breathing. Even the focusing is not personal doing, not your doing, nor mine doing. Now you are doing the practice of mindfulness. Actually, not you are focusing the breathing. Actually, the mindfulness or mindful mind is focusing the breathing. So that is about the right understanding about bodily nature and mental nature. Now we are trying to focus on the breathing without thinking, but naturally and conditionally, the thoughts and ideas will arise according to past experience, according to past attachment. Although you are not thinking intentionally, but thoughts and ideas, thinking will arise according to past experience and attachment. So even the thoughts, ideas are not yours or mine. They are just mental phenomenon, mental process, which are mental nature. In science, we learn about the nature, about the light, about the sound, about the electricity, about the magnet. But people do not understand from the point of original truth, ultimate truth, what is true nature. So, although we are learning about their nature, we cannot stop the idea of my body, my things, my country, my house. If we are truly understand about their nature, we can stop the idea of self, that is I, mine. Even the scientists, they are learning about their nature. They are learning how to walk, about their physical nature and mental nature. But they cannot stop the idea of self, that is I, mine, because they do not truly understand about their nature, which are material nature and mental nature. So they are grasping about the thing as I, mine, although they are called as scientists, although they are regarded as the person who know about their nature. When Buddha appeared, Buddha declared about he was the enlightened person, awakened one. Awakened means who knows the nature with awakened mind, with enlightened mind. He can stop all kinds of attachment and all kinds of grasping as I, mine, because he can know about their nature originally, which are physical nature and mental nature. So meditation is trying to develop mindfulness and right understanding to stop the wrong understanding and attachment. Right understanding means understanding about their physical nature and mental nature as they are. To develop right understanding, we need to understand or realize about their physical nature and mental nature as they are. Here and now, we will not explain about what are the physical nature and mental nature, but we were trying to develop mindfulness and concentration. Mindfulness and concentration are some condition to understand the reality, to understand the true nature, which are physical nature and mental nature. What we are learning in the school are just material nature, physical nature. But we are learning the nature. We are seeing the nature from the view of self, I, mine. So even the educated person, even the scientists, still have the attachment about the seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. Because they are learning and studying the nature from the view of self, from the view of I, mine. So they cannot be liberated from mental impurities because they are learning about their nature, about their education with the idea of self. We give a lot of time, a lot of our energy about the money, about the education, about the job, about the family, about the issue that we think as importance. But if we are suffering physically and mentally, the money, the power, the degree, the education cannot help powerfully about our stress, sadness, and suffering. So we should take account of our action, our usage of time. We give our life, our time for the money, for the degree, for the external things. But when we are truly sick, when we are nearly dying, the things we give a lot of time for them will not help effectively. So we should consider when we are truly troubled, what is truly help us, to save us, to liberate us from suffering. Buddha explored and taught us what is origin of suffering and what is truly help us from suffering. That is called meditation or mindfulness and right understanding. Mindfulness and right understanding can stop the wrong understanding and attachment which are origin of suffering. So just focus on the breathing. At the moment of hearing, to my voice, thinking or thoughts can arise. Because if you understand English language, your perception, your sanya will translate what it means about my English words. The thoughts and thinking about the sound, what it means, what is it, are also happening according to condition. That is not your thinking, that is not personal thing. Be mindful with detachment. Be mindful without taking serious to any object. People are taking so serious about the external things because we are thinking the external object as I, my mother, my family, my job, my father's study, my problem, my difficulty, or my stress. Actually, there is no mind, no personal things in from the point of view of ultimate truth. I, mine are just created truth, which are mental creation. The art, the wall, the lands is not belonging to something or someone. But people think the land or the art as I, my country, my land, my place. From the view of created truth, which are mental creation, I, mine appear to be real. But from the view of reality, I, mine are just the concept or just illusion. be mindful without taking serious on any issue, any problem. Problem is not happening in external. Problems are happening in our way of perception, way of thinking. Even the same happening, even the same issue, it can be the problem or opportunity according to the way of perception, according to the way of thinking. Even in the same problem, it can be the lesson or remorse, according to the way of perception, according to the way of thinking. So problem, difficulties, opportunities, lessons, and remorse are not happening in outside. They are happening in inside the mind, according to the way of perception and thinking. Meditation is trying to change the power of mind. Generally, the mind power is depending on the many education, richness, and good or bad things. When we are truly meditate and when we are truly understand about their nature, the power of mind will depend on right understanding. The power of right understanding will solve all kinds of problems, all kinds of difficulties. Because all kinds of problems are happening depending on the ignorance and attachment. The created meditation time is over now. But real meditation time is at every moment of right understanding and wisdom. So we will share our merits in English. Just follow my recitation. May all beings, may all beings rejoice and get our merits. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. May all beings be free from all kinds of suffering. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Mấy chuyện này chỉ là mấy bộ.
ဒီထဲမှာဖြစ်နေ
နားမှာပေါ့တားပါလို့ဖြစ်တာဘုရားဆိုတာပါလေဟိုကတားလို့ကအင်မတန်မေးလို့ကောင်းပါဆိုတားလို့ကောင်းတယ်မှာနတ်ပြီးဆိုတော့တားဖြစ်တာဒါဖြစ်ချင်တာပြီးတာအဖြစ်ရှိတားဘုရားဘာသာတော့ကောင်းတယ်ဘုရား
ဖြစ်လဲပါခါ
ပြီးတော့လည်းမသိ